So dear students, very good morning to all of you. Beta, we are proceeding with the rest part of the chapter. That is page number 116. If you remember, we were doing reading the chapter A Short Monsoon Diary from the Diary of Ruskin Bond. Right? And in this chapter, the main concern is the author he has described to us the different changes, various changes occurring in the weather and nature. Fine. So that is a main concern with the preceding timing, with the preceding weather. What changes occur in nature? Right? In nature, in his surrounding, he's living in hilly area, and he described it as a paradise. Right? It would have been a paradise. He called it a paradise also. He described the surroundings about. He describes the in the previous part. He described the insects and various creatures living coming out from their holes and burrows. Then he talked about one of the superstition that his grandmother she refused to kill this chuchundar because they are lucky. And one coincidence is there. Coincidence is at during that time the same one thing happens that he gets the email, a check in the email. You can mark this. This is the superstition part of the chapter. It is also one concern. Okay. So somewhere you might be asked when we go for long questions, then we try to check your understanding. आप क्या सोचते हैं? और मेरे ख्याल से I'll show you also that the writing task are always attached with the chapters. आपको बैक एक्सरसाइज चैप्टर कुछ ग्रामर टच होते हैं वो आपको जरूर देखने चाहिए. वोकैबुलरी सेक्शन होता है, वर्किंग विद द लैंग्वेज होता है, राइटिंग टास्क होता है. उससे क्या होता है कि यू गेट द आइडियाज, है ना. In 9th, 10th particularly, I also try to go for the writing tasks which are related to your understanding of the text. और बेटा coming time में sometime I can give you book review also. एक बात की याद रखिए, ठीक है. तो आपने आपका क्या ग्रोथ रही है इसके बारे में. If you have, if you will check the syllabus also, so somewhere that debate and one more task was by sketch. By sketch you have done in your 6th standard also. That's why they were deleted for the time being. For the time being, they are deleted from the syllabus to shorten it due to circumstances, whatever scenario is going on. Everything is not able to understand virtually. So these topics, sometimes you might be asked for discussion. है ना, हम इस पे कोई ना कोई एक्टिविटीज करेंगे. और आपको याद है कि आपको एक्सटेंडेड रीडिंग के लिए, है ना. तो बुक रिव्यू, आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट द बुक रिव्यू. यू माइट बी आस्क्ड फॉर द बुक रिव्यू. बुक रिव्यू में क्या होता है, देन वी एक्सप्रेस व्हाट वी वेंट थ्रू, why I like reading that book, or what I have been learning from that book, what I came to know from that book. Fine. So that kind of the view can be taken from you. That kind of activity might be performed. तो अभी जिन बच्चों ने नहीं पढ़ा है, बड़ी छोटी छोटी सुंदर सुंदर स्टोरीज हैं, तो आप उनको पढ़ें. Okay. Now I proceed with the part of the chapter October 3. We have gone straight from monsoon into winter rain, as you can observe. These days also, no doubt it is January, but the weather in the hill stations, it becomes colder in the a few months back. हम तो plain में रह रहे हैं. We are living in the plain area. यहाँ पे winter late आता है. लेकिन in October it is winter here. We have gone straight from monsoon into winter rain. Now author is going to describe the winter rain. Snow at higher altitude. So there was snow as there was snow at the higher altitude. After an evening hailstorm, the sky and hills are suffused with a beautiful golden light. January 2026. Winter rains in the hill. Now it is winter rain. The author is describing the winter rain. Winter rain in the hills, in the hushed silence of the house. Then I am quite alone, and my friend who was here has gone. It is very lonely, very quiet, as I still in a liquid silence of silence sleeping. Now the author again, he talks about the, I would like you to just imagine or go with the author's thought that he is talking about the silence within. What is the silence within? I hope that you have this now attitude, how to understand the insight, how to understand the inner glow, how to understand now inner silence. Again, a silence within. A silence within is when we feel lonely, you know, lonely and alone, then we don't have anything delighted to be done. You know? We are not happy at our heart. Has gone, it is very lonely, very quiet, and I still in a liquid silence, a silence within. Surrounded by the rhythm of rain, rhyme and rhythm. These are the words which describe the music. Right? Rhyme scheme you understand in the poetry. Then rhythm of rain. The rhythm is the drumming sound of the rain. The steady drift of water on leaves, on lemons, on roof, drumming on drenched dahlias and window panes. Now drumming sound on the rain, as we talked on that day, that we are sitting in a room silently, but we come to know that it's raining outside. How we come to know? When the water falls on the earth, when water falls on some tin roof, some sheds, or some such making objects, we can say, when it tap on the window pane, it is also a good expression used by some poets, tapped on the window pane. With tap करना means खटखटाना, knocking at the window pane. कैसे खटखटाती है rain? He is not physically present, but when it falls on the window pane, it creates a very very soothing sound, we can say. Now drumming on drenched dahlias flowers, and window panes, while the mist holds the house in a dark chaos. Chaos is the rain touching or holding lovingly, covering it, the mist, the houses are covered with the mist. As I pause near a window, the rain stops and starts again. The trees, no longer green but gray, menace me with their loneliness. Now, when I told you that when it is fog outside, it is mist outside on the hill station, as you can view the picture also, you can view you are having this experience these days. You know? The weather is changing so swiftly. Sometimes it is raining and clear, less winter. Then again, yesterday we came to know, if we used to hear news, that there was a storm uh, in the Jammu and Kashmir area and all. है ना? The hailstorm was there. So sometimes when there is snow, again mist is there and it is silent outside. That's why he calls a loneliness. Whenever we are alone, that's why he is feeling lonely. When you are sitting at your home without your friends, so you feel lonely these days. In winter, we have to sit inside. So the trees no longer green but gray, menace me with their loneliness. They seem to threaten me. March 23. Now he moves to March 23. Late March, end of winter, the blackest cloud I have ever seen, scattered over Missouri, and then it hailed marbles for half an hour. Nothing like a hailstorm to clear the sky. Even as I write, I see a rainbow forming. So means the weather is getting clear and the author is able to watch the rainbow in the sky. So, beta, these are the comprehension check. Then you will be getting these questions, working with the text. Fine. In these questions, look at carefully at the diary entry for 24. In this question, you are asked about the different weather, different progress in the rain. इसमें आपको अलग-अलग टाइम पे उसके that changes are asked. Okay, so that you will mention in one line only, in one sentence only, because it is short question. Then why did grandmother ask the children? That's clear to me. What sign do we find in nature which show that the monsoon are about to end? Again, the changes in the nature. Then blank you have. So you will do these questions, mark the questions in the book only, and consult the Diksha app. These are very much available. You can discuss it. Cross check these. So you are having this use of enough, this sure enough, colorful enough. If you remember the use of POO2 and enough, it is used at the back of the adjective. Fill the blanks with the uh, correct form of the words. Here you are supposed to use these words. These are the different words. Match these words with their correct meaning. On point three, you are having different words, but vocabulary part. Put the verb in the bracket into their proper form. The first one is done for you, but you are used to. You are supposed to use the correct form of the verb. It is related to tense. Then this part is the vocabulary to fill the appropriate verbs, and then these phrases. As I told you that there are some topics which you should सी जस्ट व्यू देम, ठीक है, आपने उनको करना नहीं है, आपने उनको एक बार रीड करके देखना है कि हमें उनके बारे में सोचना चाहिए आपको. इफ यू सी दिस टॉपिक, डू यू बिलीव इन सुपरस्टिशंस, व्हाई और व्हाई नॉट, you should be able to discuss. Means if I talk about your writing task, that is debate, है ना. डिबेट क्या होता है? डिबेट होता है जिसपे कंट्राडिक्शन हो सकता है, जिसपे डिफरेंट व्यूज हो सकते हैं. कुछ लोग सपोर्ट में हो सकते हैं, कुछ लोग उसके अगेंस्ट में हो सकते हैं, है ना. सो सम टाइम वी कैन डिस्कस अंडर दैट टॉपिक डिबेट, योर राइटिंग टास्क डिबेट. So in a way you will learn that how we have to write for and against. बेटा जैसे स्पीच होता है वैसे ही डिबेट होता है, लेकिन इसमें आपको क्वेश्चन में मेंशन होता है कि राइट फॉर, ठीक है, फॉर द टॉपिक. फॉर द टॉपिक मीन्स हमने उसके फेवर में लिखना है टॉपिक के, और अगर अगेंस्ट द टॉपिक हो तो हमें उस टॉपिक के अगेंस्ट लिखना होता है. मीन्स यू आर इंस्ट्रक्टेड, अपनी मर्जी से नहीं लिखना है, जैसा गाइड किया जाता है हमें वैसा लिखना होता है. Writing with your partner, write down 3 superstitious beliefs that you are familiar with. So sometime we will discuss when we get the after the discussion of the poem, we will do this. How many different kinds of words do you come across in the lesson? How many varieties do you see in your neighborhood? Are there any words that you used to see earlier in your neighborhood but not now? In groups discuss why you think this is happening. Means it is now the point is, the point of discussion here is extinct of the different birds due to some changes in the weather or some changes in the environment. If you are aware that we are facing this bird flu, आपने सुना है ना बर्ड फ्लू के बारे में, न्यूज आ रही है 3-4 दिन से, है ना. तो now this bird flu, we are asked not to be scared of, इसलिए क्योंकि ऐसा हो सकता है कि during this winter we know that birds also they move from one place to the other place, है ना. जहाँ पे ज्यादा सर्दी हो जाती है तो बर्ड्स जो है वो अर्थ के दूसरे एरिया में एंटर कर जाते हैं, और ऐसा एक्सपेक्ट किया जा रहा है that due to that only, that migration of the birds, this is happening, है ना. हो सकता है कि इसकी वजह से भी ये इंडिया में अब फैल रहा है ना. So you should also be careful and aware of the surroundings, what is happening in your surroundings. ये अवेयरनेस बहुत जरूरी है बेटा, बिकॉज व्हेन यू राइट द राइटिंग टास्क, मान लो आपको कुछ ऐसा टास्क दिया गया है तो उसमें आप कुछ ना कुछ जो करंटली हैपनिंग है, नो डाउट बेटा वी आर गेटिंग लेस, वी कैन से लिमिट फॉर राइटिंग, बट यू शुड बी एबल टू थिंक अ लॉट. आपको खूब सारा सोचने की आदत होनी चाहिए कि मुझे एक ही पॉइंट को 1 मार्क्स के लिए. One of the parents on PTM, they asked about that, ma'am, are the children guided regarding marks? So definitely it is done. I responded that it is done. Means you should be able to write answer in one sentence for 1 mark, for 3 marks, at least 30 to 35 words, isn't it? Then 80, and then 120, and even 150. Always remember, beta. Fine. We all hope that in coming timings everything is going to be nice and fine, है ना. So we will be able to write more and more. तो हमें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लिखना है. So the monsoons are a time of great fun and even a few adventures, playing in the rain, getting wet, wading through knee-deep water on your way to school, water flooding the house or the classroom, then power cuts, and so on. Write a paragraph describing an incident that occurred during the rains which you can never forget. अब आपको ऐसा इंसिडेंट डिस्क्राइब करना है, तो इफ यू रिमेम्बर, यू माइट हैव बीन आस्क्ड टू पिक्चर डिस्क्रिप्शन, है ना, ये आपने बहुत छोटे एज में किया है, 5th स्टैंडर्ड में किया है, so you should be able. But it is not so that pictures are given, but sometimes you need to just think about the situation and describe it. आपको ऐसा कभी कभी डिस्क्राइब करना पड़ सकता है, यू शुड बी थिंकिंग लाइक दैट, ऐसा हमें एटीट्यूड जो है वो डेवलप करना है, ठीक है. सो राइट अ पोएम और ऑफ योर ओन अबाउट द सीजन ऑफ स्प्रिंग, बट यू विल डू द वोकैबुलरी पार्ट एंड द ग्रामर पार्ट ऑफ द चैप्टर, ठीक है, वो आप बुक में करेंगे. जो क्वेश्चन बैक एक्सरसाइज क्वेश्चन है दैट यू विल सॉल्व इन द बुक, मार्क इन द बुक इटसेल्फ, ठीक है, क्योंकि वो टेक्सचुअल थी. जो सब्जेक्टिव होते हैं वो मैं हम लोग थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट देते हैं आपको, सो दैट टू मेक यू एबल टू थिंक, आपकी जो थिंकिंग प्रोसेस को ग्रो करने के लिए आपको डिफरेंट दिए जाते हैं ताकि आप उसके बारे में लिख पाए, है ना, आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग को चेक करने के लिए. दैट यू विल राइट. सब्जेक्टिव जो असाइनमेंट है वो आप वाले जो क्वेश्चन होंगे वो आप. So let's start with the poem on grasshopper and cricket. Beta, if you remember, we have read one of the poem, The Ant and Cricket. In this book itself, we have read that poem, The Ant and the Cricket. What was that about? It was about the miserly nature of the ant and then liberal attitude of cricket. उसमें हमने क्या पढ़ा था कि careless attitude of the cricket, है ना? So you should be able to understand and able to write about the characters. ये characters of the poetry होते हैं. Hriday, I would like you to be attentive, please. Hriday. Yes. So we are going to read these characters, grasshopper and cricket. On the grasshopper and cricket, this is the poem, but it is describing something different. In this poem, the poet John Keats, the poet here is the John Keats. But the writer of the poem is John Keats, a very great love poet. John Keats was a love poet. Love poet means the poet who loved to write about romance and all, है ना? That you can understand. Some poets they write about, some poets write about nature, as William Wordsworth and all. They were called the nature poets, right? So here we are going to read about the John Keats. John Keats, one of the great romantic poets. Unlike the ant and the cricket that we have read in this book, which tells a story, this is a nature poem. In it, the grasshopper and cricket do not appear as character in a story. यहाँ पे बेटा आपने ध्यान में रखना है कि वहां पे तो करेक्टर्स यूज किए गए, दिस एंट एंड द क्रिकेट वो करेक्टर थे, और वो करेक्टर इन द सेंस कि वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड देयर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. हम उन करेक्टर्स की क्वालिटीज के बारे में पढ़ रहे थे, उनकी नेचर के बारे में, है ना, उनके बारे में पढ़ रहे थे. बट हियर दे आर, it is a nature poem, and yet the grasshopper and cricket do not appear as characters in the story, rather they act as symbols. If you remember, I have given you questions earlier also from the starters. आपको उसमें भी एग्जाम में भी आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग को चेक करने के लिए, क्योंकि शुरू से लेके एंड तक हमें अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए पढ़ना चाहिए. अगर आप ये पार्ट नहीं पढ़ते हैं ना ध्यान से, तो आपको ये पोइम पढ़ने का फायदा ही नहीं होगा, पोइम की अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं होगी. So first thing, you need to keep in mind that in this poem, the grasshopper and cricket, they are being presented by the poet, or they are acting as symbols. वो बेटा symbols हैं. Symbols क्या होता है? Symbols है when something present something different. They symbolize something. वो हमारा ध्यान किसी और चीज की तरफ, खास चीज की तरफ लेके जा रहा है ना? वो खाली यहाँ पे इंसेक्ट नहीं है, rather they are symbolizing something different. Let's see. Each suggesting something else. Read the poem and notice how the poetry of earth keeps on through summer and winter in a never-ending song. Who sings the song? Now be very attentive and careful. The poetry of earth is never dead. Now, what is the poetry of earth and why it is never dead? When all the birds are faint and faint with the hot sun, when it is very hot weather outside, and the birds they faint and hide in the cooling trees, a voice will run from hedge to hedge about the new mown meat. Then the grasshopper he takes the lead in summer luxury. He has never done with his delight, for when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant heat. But if you know that different in different weathers, different insects and different birds, different animals, they are appearing on the, ये तो आपको इस बात समझ आ चुकी होगी है ना. इन प्रीवियस चैप्टर वी आल्सो रेड अबाउट कि समर वेदर होगा तो ऑल द क्रीचर्स who live under the earth, who live in burrows and holes, they will go, है ना. क्योंकि धरती इतनी गर्म हो जाती है, अर्थ इतनी गर्म होती है कि ठंडे के लिए हम लोग कहाँ घुस जाते हैं, घरों में. ठीक है. When it is water in their holes, they comes out. Now the author also, the poet here, he also talks about the poetry of earth is never dead, means it is never ending. Poetry of earth is never ending. ये वो कविता है भगवान की सुंदर ये रचना है जो कभी एंड नहीं होती. Means nature never ends. If you see, there are different weathers, different seasons. Simply we talk about, then there is winter, then summer, spring, summer and then autumn and winter, है ना. एक सीरीज होती है, वेदर की एक सीरीज चलती है. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड नॉट और नेवर एंडिंग. The poetry of earth is never dead when all the birds are fed with the hot sun. When it is hot weather outside, जब गर्म सीजन होता है, they hide in the cooling tree. A voice will run. लेकिन तब भी कुछ आवाजें आती हैं, हमें सुनाई देती हैं, कुछ ऐसे इंसेक्ट्स की आवाजें. ये किसकी आवाज है? From hedge to hedge about the new mown mead. New mown mead, mown means meadows. मॉन मीन्स न्यूली मॉन, जिनकी अभी से ट्रिमिंग की गई हो, फ्रेश ट्रिमिंग. समर में क्या होता है, हम साफ साफ रखते हैं अपने गार्डन एंड लॉन्स को, पर जल्दी जल्दी से हम क्या करते हैं, उनकी मॉर्निंग करते हैं. सो दैट न्यू मॉर्निंग, जो अभी अभी जिसको मॉर्निंग किया गया हो, जिसको रिफ्रेश किया गया हो, जिसकी कटिंग की गई. देयर इज ग्रासहोपर, ही टेक्स द लीड. अब इस यहाँ पे किसका राज होता है? ग्रासहोपर का. Now the grasshopper, he takes the lead. Now he is the main character, active in the surrounding. He takes the lead in summer luxury. Summer luxury means उसके लिए ये फायदेमंद है. आपने देखा है कि समर में जो होता है, this grasshopper, he moves from one place to other place singing. आपने पढ़ा है. He has never done means he is never tired. Done means tired. You should marking writing the mead means meadow. Then never done means never tired. With his delights, for when tired out with fun, लेकिन जब वो थक जाता है, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. Weed means again wide vegetations. Wild vegetations. He sits there. He rests there. The poetry of art is ceasing never. Ceasing never means never ending, never stopping. The poetry of earth is ceasing never on a lone winter evening. Now the poet, he talks about the winter evening. When the frost was wrought a silence from the stone, there shrills the cricket song. अब चारों तरफ क्या है? विंटर है, स्नो है, रॉक्स है. As you have read that the color of the trees is also turning into grey. ऑथर ने पिछले चैप्टर में हमने पढ़ा है ना, how the nature also changes its color. So on a lawn, lawn means alone, winter evening, silent winter evening, when the frost has wrought a silence, चारों तरफ frost है. When the frost has brought a silence from the stone, there shrills the cricket song in warmth increasing ever. अब किसकी sound सुनाई दे रही है? Cricket की singing sound. And seems to one in drowsiness half lost. It appears to be lost. Lost in the drowsiness means when we are not sleeping, rather we want to sleep. And when we feel sleepy, that is a drowsiness, half lost. That's why it is called half lost. The grasshoppers among some grassy hills. At that moment, grasshopper is somewhere sleeping in the grassy hills. The main concern of the poet in this poem is that the cycle of nature, it is always in progress. जो मेन इस चैप्टर का थीम है, that is the cycle of nature, it never ends. The poetry of nature never ends means once with one season proceed to the other season. एक सीजन आता है, उसमें वेदर डिफरेंट है, इसके बाद नेक्स्ट सीजन आता है. आपने देखा that before December, or when it was autumn season, October, September, December, it means it is very good time that you are reading this chapter and poem, that there is great change in the weather. और अब अभी आप देखेंगे, you will see that in the coming week near about Lodi, if it goes on like this only, so sometime it is getting little sunny also. We'll be able to see the sun frequently. Previous days we were not able to see the sun frequently. है ना? There was fog and there was rain, and in coming days you might see the sun. So they different creatures, they behave differently in different weather. But this poetry of earth is never dead, it is never ending. That is the main theme of the chapter. And different creatures, they symbolize, if you should remember that these two creatures, grasshopper and cricket, they are symbolizing the different weather itself. जो हमने पढ़ा कि they are working as the symbols. So you will also read the questions, beta. Fine. And they when you do these questions, you try to, I would like to discuss, because it is the understanding only. है ना? Discuss with your partner the following definition of a poem. A poem is made of the words arranged in a beautiful order. You should be able to always mark the rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme हमने किया था ना? Rhyme scheme means according to the last word ending. For example, this dead sun, run, and met. Due to mead or mead, I will say it is mead. Mead means meadow. It can't be mead, no? It is mead. Mead and in a way mead and led. Because this he takes the lead, then it is mead and lead. Now this done. This done is just riding with the sun, run, and done fun. Means dead will be A, sun, run will be B, then mead and lead will be C. This is again different, na? Different sound. Then done and fun, it is sun and run. Means it is B. B, B. Weed. Weed means widow. Then again widow, this C. The rhyme scheme is A, B, B, then C, C, then B, B, and then again C. Pleasant B. Because it is double E. So I hope that rhyme scheme is clear to you. You will read both of the chapter and poem and mark the answer. You should be able to write the back exercise question of the poem. Remember. Fine. The poetry of earth is not made of. I'll discuss in the next session. I'll discuss the questions of poetry and the subjective assignment. Fine. I'll send you the subjective assignment.